That is a 1999 Toyota Avalon. And that is the passenger side CV axle from the Avalon. It's been in the vehicle for 23 years. The midshaft bearing was seized so tight in the rear motor mount that none of the techniques I could find in any of the other YouTube videos would even budge it. I beat on it with a hammer. I used a pneumatic hammer. I even made a slide hammer for it. I was banging on that thing for all I was worth, and it did not budge. So what I finally had to do was cut out a section of the axle here, and to do that I had to remove the exhaust system. It's not hard to do, it's only a few bolts, and it goes back together fairly easily as well. But once I got access to that part of the axle, I took a 4-inch angle grinder with a cutoff wheel, and I cut this 4-inch section out of the axle. You can see that's a solid steel axle. That was not a fun cut. But once I got it out of there, then I took part of a ball joint set, took a ball joint cup, and I placed that over the stub of the axle that's still in the transmission, because you don't want to press on this while it's still in the transmission. You want to use the cup so that the cup presses against the side of the transmission housing. So I put that over the stub like so, and then I took this jack screw, which is a 5/8 grade 8 bolt. It's about 2 inches long, and a coupling nut. You can buy both of them at your local hardware store for a few bucks. Run that together, and then I stuck this assembly together like this, essentially replacing the part of the shaft that I cut out. And then you start unscrewing the coupling nut until it tightens up against this part of the shaft. And then you get 2 wrenches working in there and crank that apart, and you can put a tremendous amount of force this way on that shaft. And even so, I still had to bang on the motor mount bearing carrier with a hammer to get that thing to pop loose, but it finally did come, and that's the only way I could figure out to do it without taking the motor mount out. I did not want to deal with taking the motor mount out, so this is what I came up with, and I hope it helps somebody else.